1 year later, his daughters were calling her Mum. He'd bought the ring. Then Emma's sister walked through the door, saw Jennifer's face, and whispered 5 words that shattered everything. "You're the one who killed her." 1 year after Jennifer came into their lives, everything had changed. The twins were happy. Andrew was ready to propose. The house finally felt like home again. Then Emma's sister Sarah showed up. She hadn't visited in months. Grief kept her away. But it was almost Christmas, almost the anniversary, and she needed to see her nieces. Andrew opened the door, let her in, led her to the living room where the twins were drawing with Jennifer. Sarah stopped in the doorway, stared at Jennifer's face, and her whole body went rigid. "That's Jennifer Glover," she whispered. Andrew's heart dropped. Emma's best friend, the one who was supposed to pick up Maya that day. Jennifer stood up slowly, her face white. "You killed my sister," Sarah's voice shook. "And now you're here, in her house, wearing her apron, raising her children?" The twins started crying. Andrew tried to intervene. But Sarah wasn't done. "From the way he's looking at you, you're not just the nanny anymore, are you? You're trying to replace her completely." Jennifer's hands trembled. "I should go." "No," Andrew started. "She's right," Jennifer said, tears falling. "I never should have stayed." That night, Jennifer packed her bags. The twins begged her not to leave. Andrew didn't know how to fix this, and none of them knew that hidden in Emma's study was a letter that would change everything. But they'd have to find it first. Before we begin, like, subscribe, and tell me where in the world you're watching from. Maybe this will remind you that sometimes the hardest person to forgive is yourself, and that grace has a way of showing up when you least expect it. That night, the house felt like it was holding its breath. Jennifer went upstairs immediately after Sarah left. Didn't say anything to Andrew. Didn't look at the twins. Just walked up those stairs like she was carrying the weight of the world. Andrew stood in the living room with Gabriella and Isabella clinging to his legs, both of them crying, both of them terrified. "Daddy, don't let her go," Gabriella sobbed. "Please," Isabella begged. "We'll be good. We'll be so good. Just don't let her leave." Andrew's chest felt like it was caving in. "Girls, it's not about being good." "Then why is she leaving?" Gabriella demanded through her tears. "Why does everyone always leave?" And Andrew had no answer. Because she was right. In their short lives, people kept disappearing. Their mother, 8 nannies, and now the one person who'd actually stayed. He got the twins ready for bed somehow, read them a story they didn't hear, tucked them in while they cried, sat between their beds until they finally fell asleep from exhaustion. Then he went looking for Jennifer. Her bedroom door was open, the light was on, and she was packing. Not throwing things in a bag, packing carefully, folding each piece of clothing, moving slowly, like she was trying to memorize every moment before it ended. "You don't have to do this," Andrew said from the doorway. Jennifer didn't look up. "Yes, I do." Sarah was wrong. Was she? Jennifer's voice cracked. "I am the reason Emma was on that road. I am living in her house, wearing her apron, loving her children, and falling in love with her husband." The last words came out as a whisper, but Andrew heard them, felt them hit his chest like a fist. "You love me," he said quietly. Jennifer finally looked at him, her eyes red and swollen. "Of course I love you. I've loved you since the day I walked through that door and saw how hard you were trying to hold your broken family together. But that doesn't make it right." "Why not?" "Because Emma was my best friend." Jennifer's voice broke completely. "She trusted me. She loved me like a sister. And I got her killed. I don't get to have her life, Andrew. I don't get to take her place." "You're not taking her place." "Then what am I doing?" Jennifer demanded. "Be honest. What is this? What are we?" Andrew stepped into the room. "We're a family trying to survive. We're people who loved the same woman and lost her. We're wrong," Jennifer interrupted. Sarah's face said it all. "Everyone will think I planned this, that I came here to steal Emma's life. I don't care what people think, but I do." Jennifer sat down on the bed, shoulders shaking. "I care that Emma's family thinks I betrayed her. I care that your daughters might grow up hearing people say I replaced their mother. I care that we built something beautiful on top of something broken, and maybe that was never supposed to happen." Andrew knelt in front of her, took her hands. "Emma would want this. You don't know that. I do know that. Emma loved you. She loved our daughters. She would want them happy. She would want us." "Stop," Jennifer pulled her hands away. Please stop making this harder. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, and you need to let me go. The twins will be devastated. They'll survive. They survived losing Emma. They'll survive losing me. But I won't, Andrew said, his voice breaking. I won't survive losing you too. Jennifer looked at him with so much pain in her eyes, he could barely stand it. You have to, she whispered. Because I can't stay here knowing Emma's family hates me, knowing I'm the reason she's gone. I can't build a life on top of her grave, Andrew. I just can't. She stood up, went back to packing, and Andrew left, because watching her fold her life away was more than he could take. He walked down the hallway, past the twins' room, past Emma's study that he kept locked, and into his own bedroom where he sat on the edge of the bed and put his head in his hands. Tomorrow, Jennifer would be gone. Tomorrow, his daughters would wake up to another loss. Tomorrow, the house would go back to being a tomb, and there was nothing he could do to stop it. Downstairs, a clock chimed midnight, and in the twins' room, Gabriella's eyes opened in the darkness. She'd been awake the whole time, listening through the heating vent, hearing every word between Daddy and Jennifer. She sat up, looked at Isabella sleeping beside her, and made a decision. If the adults couldn't fix this, then she and Isabella would, because Mama Jen wasn't leaving. Not if Gabriella had anything to say about it. She knew exactly where to look, the one place Daddy never let them go, the one room in the house that stayed locked. Mama's study. If their mother left them anything, any message, any sign, any proof that Jennifer was supposed to be here, it would be in that room. Gabriella slipped out of bed, crossed the hallway, stood in front of the locked door. Her hand reached for the handle, and to her shock, it turned. The door had been left unlocked. She pushed it open slowly. The hinges creaked. The room was dark. She couldn't see anything, but she could feel it. Something was in there. Something important. Something that could save everything. Gabriella took one step inside, then another, and somewhere in that darkness, waiting to be found, was the answer they all needed. But would she find it in time? Gabriella stood in the darkness of her mother's study, her heart pounding so loud she could hear it in her ears. She'd never been in here before. Daddy kept it locked, said it was too special to touch, too important to disturb. But she had to find something, anything that proved Mama wanted Jennifer here. The moonlight came through the window, just enough to see shapes. A desk, bookshelves, boxes, stacked in the corner. Gabriella moved slowly, carefully, trying not to knock anything over. She went to the desk first, pulled open the top drawer. Old papers, bills, things that didn't matter. Second drawer, more papers, a calendar from 2 years ago, pens that probably didn't work anymore. Third drawer, notebooks. Gabriella pulled one out, opened it. Her mother's handwriting. She recognized it from the birthday cards Daddy kept in his room. Gabriella laughed today for the first time, a real belly laugh. My heart could barely take how beautiful it was. Gabriella's eyes filled with tears. She touched the words her mama had written about her. She flipped through more pages, stories about her and Isabella, about Daddy, about ordinary days that felt special because Mama had written them down. Then, near the end of the notebook, a name appeared that made Gabriella freeze. Jennifer called today. She's worried about Maya's audition. I told her Maya will be fine. That girl has more talent than she knows. Jen is such a worrier, always taking care of everyone else. I wish she'd let someone take care of her for once. Gabriella's breath caught. Mama had written about Jennifer, written about her with love. She kept reading. Jen came over for coffee. We talked about everything and nothing. She asked about Andrew, about the girls, about how I balance it all. I told her the secret. You don't balance. You just love hard and hope it's enough. She smiled, but I could see it in her eyes. She's lonely. I wish she'd find someone. She deserves the kind of love Andrew gives me. Gabriella's hands were shaking now. This was it. This was proof. Mama loved Jennifer, wanted good things for her. But she needed more, something bigger, something that would make everyone understand. She put the notebook down, kept searching. That's when she saw it. On top of the bookshelf, a wooden box, small, beautiful, with Mama's initials carved into the lid. Gabriella dragged the desk chair over, climbed up carefully, reached for the box. Her fingers barely touched it. She stretched higher. Got it. Climbed down, set the box on the desk. It had a small lock on the front. Gabriella's heart sank. Locked. Of course it was locked. She tried opening it anyway, pulled at the lid. Nothing. Then she remembered. Mama used to wear a necklace, a thin gold chain with a tiny key on it, said it was her secret keeper. Daddy still had it, kept it in his dresser drawer with Mama's wedding ring. Gabriella looked at the box, then at the door, then back at the box. If she left now to get the key, she might wake Daddy. He'd stop her, send her back to bed. But if she didn't open this box, Jennifer would leave in the morning. And somehow, Gabriella knew, deep in her gut, the way kids just know things. Whatever was inside this box could save everything. She just had to figure out how to open it. Gabriella stared at the locked box, her eyes burning from trying not to cry. She needed that key, the one on Mama's necklace, the one in Daddy's room. She climbed off the chair, started toward the door, then stopped. What if Daddy woke up? What if he took the box away before she could open it? She turned back, looked at the small lock. It was old, delicate. Maybe she could. What are you doing? Gabriella spun around. Isabella stood in the doorway, hair messy from sleep, eyes wide. You're in Mama's room, Isabella whispered. We're not allowed. I know, Gabriella whispered back. But I had to. I'm looking for something. For what? Proof that Mama wanted Jennifer here. Isabella stepped inside, closed the door softly behind her. Did you find it? Gabriella pointed at the box. I think it's in there, but it's locked. Isabella came closer, looked at the box, touched the carved initials with one finger. Mama's box. I need to open it, Gabriella said desperately. But the key is in Daddy's room, and if I go get it, he'll wake up, and maybe we don't need the key, Isabella said. What do you mean? Isabella looked around the room, spotted a paperclip on the desk, picked it up. Mama showed me once, when I locked my diary and lost the key. She said, little locks are easy if you know how. Mama taught you to pick locks. Isabella shrugged. She said sometimes you have to open things that are stuck. She straightened the paperclip, bent it carefully, stuck it in the tiny lock. Gabriella held her breath. Isabella's tongue stuck out in concentration. Her small fingers working, wiggling, twisting. Nothing happened. It's not working, Isabella said, frustrated. Keep trying, please. Isabella tried again. Different angle this time. More pressure. Still nothing. Gabriella felt tears building. They were so close. Whatever Mama left them was right there, right inside that box, and they couldn't reach it. Wait, Isabella said suddenly. Hand me another one. Gabriella found another paper clip, gave it to her sister. Isabella used both now, one in the lock, one pushing from a different direction. And then, click, the lock popped open. Both twins froze, staring at each other, not quite believing it worked. Open it, Isabella whispered. Gabriella's hands shook as she reached for the lid, lifted it slowly. Inside the box were letters, envelopes with names written on them in Mama's handwriting. One said, Andrew. One said, Gabriella and Isabella. And one, Gabriella's breath caught, one said, Jennifer. Mama wrote to Jennifer? Isabella whispered. Gabriella pulled out the envelope with Jennifer's name. It was sealed, thick, like there were several pages inside. We have to give this to her, Gabriella said. Before she leaves. What if it doesn't say what we need it to say? Isabella asked quietly. What if Mama's letter doesn't help? Gabriella looked at her sister. Then at least Jennifer will know. Mama thought about her, that she mattered enough for Mama to write her a letter. Isabella nodded. Should we read it first? No, Gabriella said firmly. It's not for us. It's for Jennifer. She held the envelope carefully, like it was made of glass. This letter, these words Mama wrote before she died, could save everything, or it could change nothing, but they had to try. Gabriella looked at the clock on the wall. 5:30 in the morning. Jennifer said she was leaving at dawn. The sun would be up soon. They were running out of time. Come on, Gabriella whispered, clutching the letter. We have to stop her before she goes. The twins ran out of Mama's study, down the hallway, toward Jennifer's room. But when they got there, the door was open, and Jennifer's bags were already gone. Gabriella's heart stopped. The room was empty, the bed made, everything neat and clean like Jennifer had never been there at all. She's gone, Isabella whispered. No, Gabriella said fiercely. She can't be gone. Not yet. They ran downstairs, The living room was empty, the kitchen dark. Then Gabriella heard something, a sound from the front entryway. They rushed toward it. Jennifer stood by the door, 2 bags at her feet, her coat already on, car keys in her hand. She was really leaving. "Mama, Jen!" Gabriella screamed. Jennifer turned. Her face was swollen from crying, her eyes red and exhausted. "Girls," her voice cracked, "you shouldn't be up. It's too early." "You can't leave," Gabriella said, running to her. Isabella right behind. "We talked about this, sweethearts. I have to." "No, you don't," Isabella said, grabbing Jennifer's hand. "You promised. You said, forever." Jennifer knelt down, tried to smile but couldn't quite manage it. "I know what I said, but sometimes grown-ups make promises they can't keep. Sometimes things happen that change everything." "But we found something," Gabriella said desperately. She held up the envelope. "From Mama. She wrote you a letter, before she died." Jennifer's face went completely still. "What?" "We found her secret box," Isabella explained. "In her study, there were letters inside. One for Daddy, one for us, and one for you." Jennifer stared at the envelope like it was something dangerous. Her hand came up, but didn't take it, just hovered in the air. "Where did you? How did you?" "Please," Gabriella pressed the letter into Jennifer's hand. "Read it. Mama wanted you to have it." Jennifer's fingers closed around the envelope. Her whole body started shaking. "I can't," she whispered. "I can't read this right now. I can't." "Why not?" Gabriella asked. "Because if your mama wrote this before she died, it's going to say things I'm not ready to hear." Jennifer's tears fell freely now. "It's going to make leaving even harder than it already is." "Then don't leave," Isabella said simply. "It's not that easy, baby." "Yes, it is," Gabriella insisted. "You stay or you go. And if you go, you're breaking your promise. You're leaving just like everyone else." The words hit Jennifer like a slap. "That's not fair. None of this is fair." Gabriella's voice rose. "It's not fair Mama died. It's not fair people are mean to you. It's not fair you think you have to leave. But you promised us forever, and you're breaking it, and I don't understand why grown-ups get to break promises but kids can't." Jennifer pulled both girls into her arms, held them tight. "I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." They stood there in the entryway as the sun started rising through the windows, Jennifer crying into their hair, the twins holding on like she was the only thing keeping them from drowning. And in Jennifer's hand, Emma's letter waited, unopened, unread, full of words that could change everything, if Jennifer was brave enough to look. Behind them, footsteps on the stairs. Andrew appeared, still in his pajamas, hair messy, eyes bloodshot, like he hadn't slept at all. He saw Jennifer with her bags, saw the twins clinging to her, saw the envelope in her hand. "What's that?" he asked quietly. Gabriella looked up. "It's from Mama, for Jennifer. We found her secret box." Andrew's face changed. "Emma's box? The one from her study?" Gabriella nodded. Andrew came down the stairs slowly, looked at the envelope in Jennifer's hand, then at Jennifer's face. "Did you read it?" Jennifer shook her head. "I can't. I don't know what it says, and I'm scared." "Then we'll read it together," Andrew said. "Andrew, please." His voice broke. "If Emma left you a letter, she did it for a reason, and maybe that reason is exactly what we need right now." Jennifer looked at him. At the twins. At the envelope that felt like it weighed 1,000 pounds. "What if it makes things worse?" she whispered. "What if it makes things better?" Andrew countered. Jennifer's hands trembled as she looked down at Emma's handwriting. Her name, written in the careful script of someone who knew every loop and curve mattered. This letter was written before Emma died, before the accident, before everything fell apart. What could Emma possibly have said that would matter now? Jennifer's thumb slid under the seal, and with one breath, she tore it open. Jennifer pulled out the pages with shaking hands. 3 sheets of paper, covered front and back in Emma's handwriting. Andrew moved closer. The twins stayed quiet, watching. Jennifer unfolded the first page, started reading, and immediately her knees buckled. Andrew caught her, helped her sit down on the stairs. He sat beside her. The twins pressed close. "Read it out loud," Andrew said softly. "Please." Jennifer's voice trembled as she began. "Dear Jen, if you're reading this, I'm gone, and I'm so sorry. I'm sorry I left you. Sorry I left Andrew. Sorry I left our girls." But most of all, I'm sorry for what I'm about to ask you to do. I wrote this letter 3 months ago, been carrying it around, trying to decide if I should give it to you or burn it. I finally put it in my secret box yesterday because I realized if something happens to me, you need to know this. Jen, I've watched you love my family from a distance for 2 years now. I've seen the way you look at Andrew when you think no one's watching. I've seen how you are with my girls, how patient, how gentle, how natural. And I've never said anything, because what was I supposed to say? Hey, I know you're in love with my husband, but it's okay. But here's the thing, it is okay. I know you, Jennifer Glover. I know your heart. I know you would never act on those feelings. I know you carry guilt for things that aren't your fault. I know you love so big it scares you. And I know that if I'm gone, you're going to blame yourself. You're going to think you don't deserve happiness. You're going to run away from the people who need you most because you think loving them means betraying me. So I'm writing this to give you permission. If something happens to me and my girls need someone, I want it to be you, not a stranger, not some nanny with credentials. You, because you already love them, because you'll tell them real stories about their mama, because you won't try to replace me, you'll help them remember me. And Andrew, God, Andrew is going to be so lost without me. He's going to try to do everything alone. He's going to think he has to be strong for everyone. He's going to forget how to let someone take care of him. That's where you come in. If I'm gone and you're reading this, please don't run away. Please don't let guilt keep you from loving my family the way I know you want to. Please don't think that loving Andrew means you're betraying me. I'm giving you my blessing, Jen. Right here, right now. Written in my own hand so you can never doubt it. Love him, love my daughters, build something beautiful with them, not instead of me alongside the memory of me. Show my girls that hearts are big enough to hold more than one mother's love. Show Andrew that choosing to live again doesn't mean forgetting what he lost. You're not stealing my life. You're saving what's left of it. And Jen, I need you to forgive yourself. For whatever you're blaming yourself for whatever you think you did wrong, for being human, for being alive when I'm not. Maya's death wasn't your fault. If I die, that won't be your fault either. Life is just brutally unfair sometimes, but that doesn't mean we stop choosing love. So please, choose love, choose my family, choose Andrew. Because if I can't be there to take care of them, there's no one else in the world I'd trust more than you. I love you, sister. Always have, always will. Even from wherever I am now. Emma. Jennifer's voice gave out on the last word. The letter fell from her hands, and she collapsed into Andrew's arms and wept. Not the quiet crying she'd been doing. Full, body-shaking sobs. 2 years of grief and guilt and self-hatred pouring out all at once. Andrew held her, his own tears falling into her hair. The twins climbed into both their laps. All 4 of them tangled together on the stairs, holding each other, breaking together, beginning to heal together. She knew, Jennifer sobbed. She knew, and she gave permission. Emma gave me permission. She loved you, Andrew whispered. She wanted this. Gabriella picked up the letter carefully. Read the last line again. Mama said to choose love. So choose it, Isabella said, looking at Jennifer with those 2 wise eyes. Choose us. Jennifer looked at these 3 people, this man, these children, this family that Emma had built and then trusted her to protect. I'm scared, Jennifer admitted. We all are, Andrew said. But we're less scared together. Jennifer pulled back slightly, looked at Andrew. Really, looked at him. You still want me to stay, even knowing I loved you while Emma was alive, even knowing, especially knowing, Andrew interrupted, because Emma knew, and she chose you anyway. She trusted you with everything that mattered to her. What about Sarah? What about Emma's family? They'll never accept. They will, Andrew said firmly. Once they read this letter, once they understand. Jennifer wiped her eyes. And if they don't? Andrew took her face in his hands. Then we'll carry that, together. But I'm not letting you walk out that door, Jennifer. Not now. Not ever. Something in Jennifer's chest that had been locked tight for 2 years finally broke open. And for the first time since Emma died, she let herself believe. Maybe she was allowed to be happy. Maybe love didn't always end in loss. Maybe Emma really had sent her here, not as punishment, as a gift. They spent that morning together, all 4 of them. Jennifer unpacked her bags. The twins helped. Andrew made breakfast that nobody ate because they were all too full of something else. Relief, hope, the beginning of something new. Around noon, there was a knock at the door. Andrew opened it. Sarah stood there, but she wasn't alone. Emma's parents were with her. Robert and Catherine Hayes, grey-haired, distinguished, faces tight with anger. "We need to talk," Robert said, his voice cold. Andrew's stomach dropped. "This isn't a good time." "We're coming in," Catherine said. It wasn't a request. They walked past Andrew into the house. Sarah followed, her face hard. Jennifer appeared from the kitchen, froze when she saw them. "You're still here," Sarah said. "I thought you'd be gone by now." "Sarah, please," Andrew started, but Robert cut him off. "Is it true? Is this woman Jennifer Glover?" Andrew nodded slowly. "The one who was supposed to pick up Maya that day?" "Yes, but—" "And you let her into our daughter's home?" Catherine's voice shook. "You let her near our granddaughters?" "It's not what you think. We know exactly what it is," Sarah said. "I told them everything. How she's been living here, taking care of the girls, wearing Emma's things. And from the way you're defending her, it's clear this has become more than just a job." Jennifer stepped forward. "Mrs. Hayes, Mr. Hayes, I understand how this looks." "Do you?" Catherine's eyes blazed. "Do you understand what it looks like to us? That the woman responsible for our daughter's death is now living in her house, raising her children, sleeping under her roof?" "I'm not sleeping." Jennifer stopped, took a breath. "I came here to help, that's all." "Help?" Robert laughed bitterly. "Help yourself to our daughter's life, you mean?" "That's enough," Andrew said sharply. But Catherine wasn't done. "Our daughter is dead because of her. And now you're what? Replacing Emma with her best friend? The one who got her killed?" "She didn't kill Emma," Andrew said firmly. "A drunk driver did. She was supposed to pick up that girl," Sarah said. "Emma wouldn't have been on that road if Jennifer had done what she was supposed to do." Jennifer's face went white. "You're right. I should have been on time. I should have—" "Stop," Andrew said. "Don't let them make you feel guilty for something that wasn't your fault." "Wasn't her fault?" Catherine's voice rose. "My daughter is in the ground because of her." The twins appeared at the top of the stairs, both of them scared. Listening to adults yell about Mama, Gabriella came down slowly, holding something in her hand. Emma's letter. "Great-grandma," she said quietly. "You need to read this." Catherine looked at her granddaughter. "Not now, sweetheart." "Yes, now," Gabriella insisted. She walked over and held out the letter. "Mama wrote this, before she died, for Mama Jen." Catherine froze. "What?" "Read it," Isabella said from the stairs. "Mama wanted Jennifer here." "She said so." Sarah took the letter from Gabriella, unfolded it, started reading. Her face changed immediately, color draining, eyes widening. "Oh my God," she whispered. "What?" Robert demanded. "What does it say?" Sarah couldn't speak, just handed him the letter. Robert read it, then Catherine, both of them silent, reading Emma's words. "I'm giving you my blessing, Jen, right here, right now, written in my own hand, so you can never doubt it. Love him, love my daughters. You're not stealing my life. You're saving what's left of it." When Catherine finished, she looked up at Jennifer with tears streaming down her face. "She knew," Catherine whispered. "She knew you loved Andrew. And she wanted this?" Jennifer nodded, unable to speak. "But how could she?" Catherine's voice broke. "How could she give her family away like that?" "She didn't give us away," Andrew said gently. "She protected us. She made sure that if something happened to her, we wouldn't be alone." Sarah sank onto the couch. "I was so angry at you. I blamed you for everything. And Emma forgave you before there was even anything to forgive." "I don't know if I can accept this," Robert said quietly, but his voice had lost its edge. "I don't know if I can watch someone else take my daughter's place." "I'm not taking her place," Jennifer said softly. "No one could ever take Emma's place. I'm trying to love what she left behind, the way she asked me to." Catherine looked at her granddaughters. "Do you girls understand what this means? If Jennifer stays, it means we get to keep Mama Jen," Gabriella said simply. "And Mama's okay with it." "She said so. Hearts are big enough for both," Isabella added. Catherine closed her eyes, fresh tears falling. She would say that. That's exactly what Emma would say. The room went quiet. And in that silence, something shifted. Not acceptance yet, but the beginning of it. The beginning of understanding that Emma's love hadn't ended when she died. It had just changed shape and found a way to keep protecting the people she'd left behind. They sat in the living room for a long time, nobody knowing what to say. Catherine held Emma's letter like it was something sacred. Read it again, then again, like she was trying to memorize her daughter's handwriting. Robert stood by the window, his back to everyone, shoulders tight. Sarah sat on the couch with her head in her hands. The twins stayed close to Jennifer, not quite touching but near, like they were afraid she might disappear if they looked away. Andrew made coffee nobody asked for, something to do with his hands. Finally, Catherine spoke, her voice barely a whisper. "I need to apologize." Jennifer looked up. "Mrs. Hayes." "No, let me say this." Catherine's tears fell onto the letter. "I was so angry. For 2 years I've been so angry that my daughter died, and I had no one to blame. The drunk driver died at the scene. There was no one left to hate, no one to hold responsible. And then I found out about you." Her voice cracked. "And suddenly I had someone I could blame, someone I could pour all my grief and rage into. And I'm sorry. I'm so deeply sorry for the things I said." "You had every right," Jennifer started. "No," Catherine interrupted. "I didn't. Emma forgave you. She loved you. She trusted you with everything that mattered. And I came into this house and treated you like you were nothing, like you were the enemy, when all along, you were the answer to a prayer I didn't even know I'd been praying." She stood up, walked over to Jennifer, and pulled her into her arms. Jennifer broke, sobbed into Catherine's shoulder. 2 years of carrying blame that was never hers to carry finally being lifted. "I'm so sorry I wasn't on time that day," Jennifer whispered. "I'm so sorry." "Stop," Catherine said firmly. "You have nothing to apologize for. Nothing. My daughter made that clear. And I should have listened to her from the beginning." Sarah finally looked up, her face wet with tears. "I was cruel to you yesterday. Said things I can't take back. I couldn't understand how you could be here, how you could love them. It felt like betrayal." "I know," Jennifer said softly. "But Emma knew," Sarah continued. "She knew your heart. She knew you'd never intentionally hurt anyone. And if she trusted you with her family, then I should have too." Robert turned from the window, his eyes red. "I lost my daughter. I'll never get over that. But I don't want to lose my granddaughters too. And if you're the person who keeps them whole, then," his voice broke, "then I'm grateful you're here." The words hung in the air, heavy with meaning. Gabriella walked over to her great-grandfather, took his hand. "It's okay to be sad and happy at the same time, great-grandpa. Mama Jen taught us that." Robert looked down at this small, wise child. "She did?" Gabriella nodded. "She said when you love someone a lot, all the feelings get mixed up. And that's okay. You don't have to pick just one." Robert pulled his great-granddaughter close, held her tight. "Your mama would be so proud of you." "She's proud of all of us," Isabella said quietly. "That's why she sent Mama Jen. So we could all be okay together." Catherine wiped her eyes, looked at Andrew. Are you and Jennifer?" "Yes," Andrew said simply. "I love her, and I think Emma knew I would, before I even did." Catherine smiled through her tears. She always was 3 steps ahead of everyone else. They sat together as the afternoon sun streamed through the windows. Emma's family, Andrew's family, Jennifer, the twins, all of them held together by a woman who'd loved them enough to plan for their healing even after she was gone. But there was still one more thing that needed to happen. One more moment that would finally, truly, set them all free. And it would come from the most unexpected place. That evening, Catherine made a suggestion that surprised everyone. "I think we should all go visit Emma. Together." Andrew looked up. "To the cemetery?" Catherine nodded. "As a family, all of us, including Jennifer." Sarah stiffened. "Mum, your sister left a letter asking Jennifer to love her family," Catherine said gently. "I think Emma would want her there." Jennifer shook her head. "I don't know if I can. I haven't been to her grave since the funeral. I couldn't." "You weren't ready then," Catherine said. "But maybe you're ready now." So they went. All of them. Andrew and Jennifer, the twins, Emma's parents, Sarah. 7 people who loved one woman, standing together at her grave for the first time. The twins had picked flowers that morning, purple and yellow, Emma's colors. Gabriella placed hers carefully at the base of the headstone. "Hi, Mama. We're all here," Together, like you wanted. Isabella set her flowers down. We read your letter, the one for Mama Jen. It was really beautiful. Catherine knelt down, traced Emma's name carved in stone. My darling girl, you were always so wise, even when we didn't understand why. You saw this coming, didn't you? You knew they'd need each other. Sarah's voice was thick with tears. I'm sorry I made it harder, Em. I was just so angry you were gone. But I get it now. I get why you chose Jennifer. Robert cleared his throat. We'll take care of them, sweetheart. All of them, the way you asked us to. Andrew put his arm around Jennifer's shoulders. She was shaking. I can't, Jennifer whispered. I can't talk to her. Not here, not... Yes, you can, Andrew said gently. She's waiting. Jennifer took a shaky breath, stepped forward, her legs barely holding her. Emma, she started, then stopped, tears falling. I don't know what to say. You gave me everything. Your family, your blessing, your love. And I don't know if I deserve it, but I promise. Her voice broke completely. I promise. I'll take care of them. I'll love them the way you would have. I'll make sure your daughters never forget you. I'll make sure Andrew knows he's allowed to be happy again. She couldn't continue, just sobbed. The twins came to her, one on each side, held her hands. Mama knows, Gabriella said softly. She already knows. They stood there as the sun began to set, a family rebuilt from broken pieces, held together by a love that refused to die. When they finally left, Andrew held Jennifer back for a moment. Let the others walk ahead. What is it? Jennifer asked. Andrew reached into his pocket, pulled out a small box. Jennifer's breath caught. I bought this 3 weeks ago, Andrew said quietly, before Sarah came, before everything fell apart. I was going to ask you on Christmas. Andrew, I still want to, he interrupted, but I want to do it right. I want to do it in a way that honors Emma. That includes her. That shows our daughters how love can grow without erasing what came before. Jennifer's tears started again. When? Christmas Eve, Andrew said. At home, with the girls, where Emma can see. He closed the box, put it back in his pocket. Will you think about it? He asked. About saying yes? Jennifer looked at him. This man she'd loved in secret for so long, this family she'd tried to save, this life she'd thought she didn't deserve. I don't need to think about it, she whispered. The answer is yes. It's always been yes. Andrew pulled her close, held her there in the fading light. And somewhere, in a place they couldn't see, Emma smiled, because everything was unfolding exactly as she'd hoped. Her family was healing. Her children were loved. And the two people she'd trusted most in the world were finally choosing each other. 4 days until Christmas. 4 days until Andrew would ask the question. 4 days until their new life could truly begin. Christmas Eve. The house smelled like cinnamon and pine. The tree stood in the living room, covered in ornaments the twins had carefully placed. Emma's glass angel on the front branch, where everyone could see it. Catherine, Robert, and Sarah had come for dinner, a family gathering. The first one in 2 years that didn't feel like everyone was pretending to be okay. After they ate, after the dishes were cleared, Andrew looked at Jennifer. Will you come sit with me? He asked. The girls want to show you something. Jennifer followed him to the living room. Gabriella and Isabella stood by the tree, grinning. We made something, Gabriella announced. She pulled out a frame. Inside was a drawing, 2 stick figures holding hands with a heart above them, and standing behind them, watching over them, a figure with yellow hair and angel wings. That's you and Daddy, Isabella explained, pointing. And that's Mama. She's not gone. She's just watching from heaven. Jennifer's hand covered her mouth. Girls, we wanted you to know, Gabriella said seriously, that Mama's still part of our family, even when you and Daddy get married. Married? Jennifer looked at Andrew. He was already kneeling, the small box open in his hand, a simple diamond ring catching the light from the tree. Jennifer Glover, Andrew said, his voice shaking. You walked into this house 2 years ago and saved us. You loved my daughters when they were impossible to love. You carried guilt that was never yours to carry. You honored my wife by refusing to let her be forgotten. Tears streamed down Jennifer's face. I'm not asking you to replace Emma, Andrew continued. I'm asking you to help me build something new alongside her memory. I'm asking you to be my wife, to be the mother my daughters already see you as. To be part of this family, not instead of Emma, but because of her. Jennifer couldn't speak, could barely breathe. Catherine stepped forward, placed her hand on Jennifer's shoulder. Emma would want this. She told us so, and we want it too. We're giving you our blessing, Robert added quietly. All of us. Sarah smiled through her tears. Say yes, Jen. Please say yes. The twins were bouncing with excitement. Say yes, Mama Jen. Say yes. Jennifer looked at Andrew. At this man who taught her that hearts could heal without forgetting. That love didn't have to choose between honoring the past and embracing the future. Yes, she whispered. Yes, yes, yes. Andrew slipped the ring on her finger, pulled her close, kissed her while the twins cheered, and Catherine cried and Robert clapped and Sarah laughed. And somewhere beyond what they could see, Emma watched her family whole again, different but complete, and felt nothing but peace. Later that night, after everyone had gone home, after the twins were asleep, Andrew and Jennifer stood by the window, watching snow begin to fall. Do you think she knows? Jennifer asked softly. That we're going to be okay? Andrew pulled her closer. I think she's always known. That's why she left us the map. The letter, Andrew agreed. Her last gift to all of us. Jennifer looked at the ring on her finger, thought about everything that had led to this moment. The grief, the guilt, the impossible journey from loss to love. I used to think I didn't deserve happiness, she said quietly. That wanting, this wanting you, wanting them, meant I was a terrible person. And now? Now I think maybe grace looks like this. Like being loved when you can't forgive yourself. Like being given a family when you think you destroyed one. Like discovering that the people we lose sometimes leave behind exactly what we need to survive. Andrew kissed her forehead. Emma knew what she was doing. She always did. They stood there in the quiet. Two people who'd loved the same woman, who'd lost everything, who'd found each other in the wreckage and built something beautiful from the broken pieces. Upstairs, Gabriella and Isabella slept peacefully. No nightmares, no fear. Just the deep, restful sleep of children who finally felt safe. And on the mantel, beside the crooked Christmas tree, sat two framed photos side by side. One of Emma, beautiful, smiling, forever young. And one from earlier that evening, Andrew, Jennifer, and the twins, all of them laughing, Emma's drawing visible in the background. Two families, one story, past and present existing together, not competing, not replacing, just loving each other across the space between life and death. Because some bonds are stronger than loss, some love is bigger than grief. And sometimes when everything falls apart, grace shows up wearing the face of the person you thought you'd lost, and whispers, keep going, keep loving, keep living. I'm still here, in every laugh, in every hug, in every moment you choose joy over sorrow. This is what I wanted. This is my gift to you. Take it and live. Jennifer looked at Andrew, at the ring on her finger, at the life they were about to build. And for the first time since Emma died, she believed it. She deserved this. They all did. Not despite Emma, because of her. Because love, real love, never ends. It just finds new ways to keep giving, even from heaven.